YouTubers, this is Mimi back in your faces, and I'm here to do another video. Excuse me. In this video, I want to call it Pain, Trials, and Tribulations. Why do we face so much pain in life? Why do we have to go through such an agony throughout this whole life? Why do we have to go through all the situations that we go through in life? Why does God allow pain into our lives? Where is He in the midst of this pain? And if He's such a loving God, why would He want me to go through so much pain? Why would He want you to go through such pain? I'm gonna answer it to what has worked for me. This is what has worked for me. If God created you, no, if He did. When God created you, He brought you into this world. He sent you out here for a reason and for a mission to get to a certain destiny in this life. When He brings you out here, He's not just going to allow you to become any kind of character that you just want to become. He has to mold you into the character that He desires you to become. Before we get the diamond, and before diamond is literally becomes a diamond that everybody knows it to be shiny, sparkly, expensive. Have you ever seen how it looks like before it goes through a refinery? Gold. Have you ever seen how it looks like before it goes through a refinery? A child. When a child is growing up, what do they have to go through in order for them to learn how to walk, how to crawl, how to ride a bike, how to just learn how to do things? What do they have to face? Pain. Pain, pain, pain is the way God molds your character. It is the way He wants you to become. He has to get you through that refinery so He can mold the character that He desires of you. So you can graduate life and qualify to get to the next step. We have to go through trials and tribulations every single once in a while, so God can build what it is that He wants out of you. Now, a lot of us don't get this. We miss out on the wisdom of it because we just figure that, okay, when God brought us into this world, He's all about love and making you soft and not make you go through anything. Just life is supposed to be smooth sailing. No, that's not the kind of God that we serve. If you look into the Bible, if you look into the prophets that were in the Bible, how easily did they have it? They didn't have it easy. They faced a lot of situations. They faced a lot of chaos that made them want to give up and question, God, where are you? Take this away from me. Why are you making me go through this? I can't stand it. Let me just warn you guys about something. When you're going through a pain, when you're going through trials and tribulations, don't ask God, where are you? How could you let this happen to me? How could you be such a loving God if you're going to allow this to happen to me and for me to go through this? He has to allow you to go through that. That's how much He loves you, so He can mold and shape you into what He wants you to become. You were created to be an amazing leader of something and of somewhere. All these leaders that you see in this world did not have it easy. They didn't just wake up and have a smooth sailing ride of life and all of a sudden they qualify for these huge positions for God to use them. If God is going to use you, He has to redefine the character that He wants you to have. He has to mold you into what it is that He desires of your life. You have to face pain in order to grow. You have to. God cannot use you in His kingdom. You cannot become this great leader, an amazing, humble person if you don't go through a refinery first. You've got to trust God in all your trials and tribulations and just ask Him, Lord, what do you want me to learn from this? It's not easy. When you're going through pain, the last thing you probably want to do is ask God, how do you want me to submit through this? How do you want me to just, play along into this game? Play along into this mold character that you're trying to mold me out of. You have got to just humble yourself. Do whatever you can. Be silent first. Do what you got to do. But eventually you need to rise up and ask God, what do you want me to learn from this? What did you expect out of me on this? And just sit still, like I talked about in the last video. about, in the hurricane where there's a little still section. Just stand there and allow God to give you peace while all the chaos is going around you. Allow him to work on you while he's working around your life. Just allow him to give you peace and just be still. And know that he's God. You just got to learn how to trust God in everything. Pain comes through our life to mold and shape us into what God wants us to become. You've got to trust him. You've got to trust God. You can't sit here and say, oh God, how could it be this God? And how can you let me go through this pain? And where are you? Don't ask God no questions about where is he when you're going through this pain. Don't ask him that question. Because what that does is, it's like Lucifer's trying to get you to just get away from God and give up. And you're not going to be the person that God wants you to become. You got to humble yourself. Asking questions is a sign you don't trust God. Asking God a bunch of questions is truly a sign that you do not trust him. You may not understand what's going on. And if you come to a realization about this, I will trust you. I don't get it. I hate this situation, but I'm going to trust you eventually. Just trust God to mold you and shape you into what he wants you to become, because he wants you to go places in life. He has to elevate you into those areas that he wants you to go. You have to be elevated. And in order for you to be elevated, he has to reshape you. He has to move you. He has to shake you up. He has to kind of redesign you or do something. When seamstress is people who just work on clothes. Seamstress or seamstress, whichever one. When they're working on clothes, they have to make sure that every shape is looking right. They have to cut it. They have to knit it. They have to do all these different things with it, so it can be turned out to be the perfect dress that they want it to be. So God's trying to mold you into the perfect character that he designed you to be. He don't want you to be perfect. He just wants you to qualify for the next step that he wants to take you in life. And once you qualify for that, you are to become a leader of something that he's going to leave you responsible for. So pain, trials, and tribulations happen in our life so God can mold us into what he wants us to become. Trust him, rely on him. Don't ask him questions and try to doubt him like, oh God, where are you when you're going through? Don't get mad at God. Because what the devil is trying to do and what he does is he gets into your mind and gets you to doubt God and get you to question God and get you to secondhand God. Like, if God is not this kind of God, if that's the kind of God that I serve, then he's not God. Don't question God. He knows what he's doing. Just trust him. And be still. Entertain yourself with peace and just whatever it is going to give you peace. And don't keep playing the pain over and over. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on God. What do you want out of me? What do you want me to become? What do you want me to do? Just be still sometimes. And if that doesn't work out, remember in the Bible, look back into what those people went through. Just look back into what they went through, because they all went through something. All of them. And they turned out to be these great, amazing leaders that God wound up using. And they turned out just fine. So trust God in your trials and tribulations. He's not a hateful God. He's just trying to rebuild you to what it is that he wants you to become. So bear with him. Bear with him. And enjoy the ride. So remember this. When you feel pain, that's God knocking in your world. Knock, knock. Just say, who's there? And the who's there is when you say, God, oh my God, what do you want me to learn from this? What do you want me to do out of this? And then he's going to say, God. Then that's the part where you just sit still and just learn how to just entertain yourself with his presence in any way that you can. Whatever it is that brings you peace, whatever it is that brings you restoration, whatever it is that works on you to keep you composed, do that. So remember this, don't give up on God. Do not give up on God. Because that's what the devil wants you to do. To give up on him and question him and doubt him. So he can get you to stay away from God, and he can just destroy you, and eventually you're going to wind up just losing your life. Because anywhere without the presence and the power of God is death. Trust God to take you where he wants you to go. And trust me, you will never, ever, ever regret it. I have gone through pain. I'm sure you've gone through pain. I'm sure somebody else is going through pain right now. I turned out just fine. I love him more than anything. I trust him. I rely on him. And I ask him to come into my life anytime, interrupt it, because I've learned to trust him through pain. I have learned to trust God through pain. And I'm just letting you know this because this is what I have learned. And it is the most liberating, most beautiful feeling to know that God had to fight for your character first and to mold you into what he wants you to go. Otherwise, I would not be doing these videos. I would not be doing these videos if I didn't learn from my pain. So your story is something amazing that you need to share to the world. So be with God and trust him. And I look forward to seeing you guys and talking to you guys in the next video. Until then, enjoy the process and don't ever give up. Alright guys, hang in there. It's gonna get just fine. Hang in there. Don't doubt God. Trust him and rely on him instead. I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.